In Port Charles, secrets have a way of clawing their way into the light, and this time, the reckoning may come crashing down on what was supposed to be a joyous union. As Willow prepares to walk down the aisle with Drew, the people closest to them can feel the ground cracking beneath the ceremony's polished surface. Curtis stands at the center of a moral storm that threatens to turn the entire wedding into a battlefield of betrayal, regret, and long overdue truth. Drew, once considered a symbol of second chances and resilience, is now the architect of a covert campaign to seize custody of children not solely out of love, but control. His manipulation of Curtis and Portia, once his allies, is unraveling quickly, exposing a ruthless new persona that no one expected. The question is no longer whether the wedding will go smoothly, but how deep the devastation will run once the truth bursts forth. Curtis, once loyal to Drew through years of shared hardships, now faces an impossible choice. Drew has weaponized their history, demanding loyalty in exchange for silence, but Curtis is no longer the man who walks away from what's right just to preserve peace. The turning point comes when Drew pressures Portia to falsify Michael's medical records, effectively creating a false narrative that paints Michael as a drug addict, an unfit father, incapable of caring for Wiley and Amelia. Drew's goal is simple: to secure full custody and remove Michael from the equation entirely. He positions this twisted plan as a way to restore Willow's maternal rights, but beneath the surface lies a desire for absolute control. Portia's hesitation is immediate and fierce. As a doctor and as a mother, she is horrified at the idea of committing such an ethical breach. She knows the consequences: prison, a revoked license, public disgrace. And yet Drew continues to press forward, threatening their silence and moral boundaries. This is not the Drew they once knew. The man asking her to commit a felony is cold, calculating, and disturbingly indifferent to the fallout. It's a man transformed by ambition, not love. Portia, sensing she's on the edge of losing everything, turns to Curtis for strength. Curtis sees clearly what's at stake. If Portia falls, their daughter Trina will never recover from the guilt. She will believe her mother lost her career and freedom because of her. Curtis understands that stopping Drew may shatter his friendship, but it's a cost he is willing to bear. His loyalty to truth, to Portia, and to Trina eclipses whatever bond he once had with Drew. As he weighs his next move, Portia begins to retreat from the web of lies she was pulled into. When Willow visits her with an invitation to the wedding, Portia doesn't hesitate to throw it away. The message is loud and clear. She will not endorse the marriage, nor will she continue to pretend everything is fine. Willow, still blind to the reality around her, is confused by the lack of support from those she once trusted. She doesn't yet grasp the true reason she lost custody, nor does she seem willing to question the price Drew is demanding to restore it. The illusion that Drew is her savior has clouded her judgment. But that illusion is about to crack. When Portia finally confronts her with the truth. Drew asked her to falsify Michael's records. Willow is stunned. Rather than deny it, she rationalizes it. She claims Michael didn't fight fair, so why should she? In that moment, Portia realizes how far Willow has fallen. The woman who once stood for fairness and compassion now speaks like someone driven by vengeance. Curtis knows words alone won't wake Willow up. He understands she's deep inside Drew's world now, where loyalty is currency and love is a tool. So he prepares one final card to play, the revelation that Nina, Willow's estranged mother, once had an affair with Drew. It's a secret so volatile it could rupture every remaining thread of trust Willow has in Drew. If nothing else breaks the spell, maybe this will. Curtis understands the cost of bringing this to light. Nina's life could be destroyed. Willow may spiral even deeper. But there is no alternative. The wedding cannot happen under this mountain of deceit. Curtis isn't the only one preparing for impact. Portia has already met with Isaiah Gannon, her hospital colleague, to discuss resigning from her administrative post. Her conscience won't let her pretend any longer. She knows her silence makes her complicit, and she's unwilling to let herself be a pawn in Drew's game. The strength she shows is hard-won, born of fear and maternal instinct, and it reshapes how viewers see her. No longer passive, no longer caught between obligation and silence, Portia emerges as one of the few voices of reason. Meanwhile, Drew remains unaware that his empire of manipulation is crumbling. He sees the wedding as a victory lap, a moment to secure not only Willow's heart but control over Wiley and Amelia's futures. He tells himself that he's doing this for Willow, for their family, for justice. But what he's truly seeking is dominance, the final word, the unchecked authority that eluded him for years. He's become a man who uses love as leverage and family as a prize to be won, not protected. As the wedding day arrives, tension saturates every scene. Willow, still oblivious to the true damage unfolding behind the scenes, prepares for her big moment. Michael, confused but wary, knows something isn't right. Nina, unaware that her own secret is about to be weaponized, stands on the edge of public disgrace. And Curtis, driven by a need to protect Portia, Trina, and what remains of decency, readies himself to bring it all to light. When the ceremony begins, the atmosphere is thick with unspoken truths. Portia does not attend. Curtis stands at the periphery, waiting for the right moment. As Drew reaches for Willow's hand, Curtis steps forward, his voice cutting through the scripted vows. In front of everyone, he exposes the blackmail, the falsified medical scheme, and Nina's affair with Drew. The silence that follows is deafening. Drew's face pales. Willow freezes, the bouquet trembling in her hands. Gasps ripple through the room. And then chaos erupts. Michael steps forward in disbelief. Nina bolts for the door. Willow, unsteady and crushed by the betrayal, tries to hold on to the fantasy she believed in. But it's too late. The truth has shattered it all. The wedding is over, not with a kiss, but with a rupture so deep it will change every relationship in Port Charles. Drew's allies vanish. His enemies multiply. And Willow, lost, humiliated, betrayed, walks away with the realization that she allowed herself to be remade in the image of a man who never deserved her trust. In the aftermath, Portia regains control over her life and career. Curtis, though alienated from Drew forever, finds solace in knowing he protected what mattered. Nina is forced to confront the damage she's caused, both to Willow and herself. And Drew, once a man who stood for redemption, is left with only power he can no longer wield and a reputation in ruins. Port Charles has seen many weddings, many scandals, many betrayals. But few have unraveled so violently, so completely, and with such lasting impact. The fallout will echo for months, redefining alliances, reshaping families, and reminding everyone that no secret stays buried forever. And as the dust settles, one question remains: how far is too far when the people you claim to love become pawns in your game? For Willow, Curtis, and Portia, the answer has never been clearer.